The next item would be, again, burets. So these are different kinds of burets. As you can see, we have different kinds of burets. This one is a micro buret because the markings, the ml that this buret can measure. Again, the definition of your buret is accurate measurement of your volume. As you can see, your graduated, I mean, those who can measure accurate volume. Of course, we talk about pipettes, the other one that we have seen so far, the burets, and of course for macro, meaning durodako, we have graduated cylinders. Other than that, of course, we still have other that can measure volume accurately. So sunod. So as the usually kasi from high school, we usually use the graduated cylinder, but it's really not that accurate. Of course, the accuracy will just tells us how big is the volume that we're measuring. For graduated cylinders, of course, andurod ako kasi tira. So again, when I'm talking about micro, this one can hold as much as 0.1 ml, and then still it can deliver and measure, meaning it can give. So whatever you're going to put inside of this buret, kita agad o gutaylat surudlan. So this already filling this one will already and then releasing this stopcocks over this part will put anything, usually a solution, a solvent in this buret. So again, the buret is for measuring. So this one is another type of buret wherein you can ready for usually this buret is ready for titration. This one also. But the difference between this buret and this buret is somewhat semi-automatic. You just have to put some, as you can see here, this type of buret. You have a glass that is protruding. You can attach a pressurized system here. Even actually I've already used aspirators, big aspirators, and it can already give pressure so that this liquid over here will just rise and then put it on this buret accurately, of course, given that your burets are calibrated. So anyway, that's another topic for calibration. But again, these are burets. We have also student type of burets wherein it can be mounted, especially when you're on the field. So type of burets, we call these student burets. There are acids and bases burets for this one. This one is also a buret, but again, this is somewhat handy. You can just bring it wherever you can, especially when during field analysis or somewhat field sampling. You can just buy this. Bring this type of burets. Okay. Next on the list is we have clamp holders. We call it clamp holders. Yes. So usually clamp holders are used to clamp test tubes. As you can see, you can clamp here usually test tubes because test tubes can be used for chemical reactions, and of course if you are somewhat observing a specimen. So also partner with buret clamp holders is you have your as you can see, you have a slot here wherein you can just put your, what do you call this? An iron stand. This one is an iron stand. Okay? So you can just attach it here and then clamp it to your iron stand, and then you can put a test tube here. Maybe the next item would be test tube na lang para di na makure, para dire-diretso aton video. So you have here your different types of what you call this clamp holder of test tubes. So these are test tubes. So usually the clamp holder holds test tubes. So you can see from the design of the clamp holder. So you just have to mount it in this part. It's like that. As you can see, that mas klaro. So gano. So and then you have to screw the screw here. Maybe I can focus. So that's a setup for your test tube and your test tube holder or the clamp holder. Because the test tube holder is somewhat you can hold it in your hands. But this one is a clamp holder wherein it is being clamped. Okay? So you can also put anything on your clamp holder. You can put thermometers. I've already put some thermometers. Of course, you just have to devise a somewhat mechanism for it to be mounted on this tip. Also, some small type of, let's say, a Florence flask. Anyway, next item na yun. So this one is a clamp holder, and then you have test tube. So that is item number 24 for iron stand. Item number 34 for your test tubes. Of course, we have different type of test tubes, of course. But again, test tube are just simple tubes. Pwede tiya may dat niya taklob, pwede lang paray. So that can hold specimens or somewhat. Also chemical reaction, you can put a chemical reaction so that you can put just a small amount of it so that it would not be hazardous, of course, to the experimenter. Okay? That is next video.